Hi, you guys, it's Yaz. If you have a dating or relationship question or you need an opinion on something, go to the link in the bio and ask a question and get a personalized video sent back to you. It's in the Linktree/The Game Exposed, and you could ask a question and get a personalized video confidentially sent to you, answering your question. Hi, you guys, it's Yaz, and today I want to talk about the confusion of dating. Oh my God, so many people are confused out there. A lot of the women are like, these men, they just don't want relationships, or it's so hard to meet somebody today. Well, listen, you guys, I'm going to clear this confusion in this podcast, okay? Here's what's going on. I'm going to give it to you real, raw, and upfront. This is the deal. This is the deal. You've got to see modern dating for what modern dating is today, okay? Modern dating is not the same as 10 years ago, okay? And it's not just about the dating apps. It's about, social media now being so predominantly important in people's lives. And when social media came into the mix, okay, that created easy options. So what became easier, supposedly, to connect with so many people around the world made it harder for relationships. Not just people who are trying to meet somebody and have a relationship, but people who are in relationships or married. There are a lot of people that are in relationships and married that have gotten divorced or broken up because of social media, okay? Because of the temptation that is out there, because of the low boundaries, because of the desperation that is going on, all right? And when I'm talking, it goes both ways, but I'm talking predominantly about a lot of women who are desperate to have a relationship, desperate to find somebody, desperate to have a baby or get married. So what do? They give too many chances to these people. They get fooled. They live in a fantasy in their head of what this person can be, okay? Now, what I'm going to tell you is this. You need to change your way of thinking. Dating is not the same as when I started out dating before social media, okay? Dating is completely different. When we had to meet people, we had to go out and meet that person face to face, okay? A lot of these dudes had to work at actually, if their ultimate goal was to sleep with a woman, they had to work for it. But today it is so easy, okay? Today they're getting video chats with women. Women are sexting with them. For some it's a game. For some it's, they think that, by doing this, it's going to lead to a relationship. And then, or they're trying to lure the guy by being very sexual. And, they go through the moves. And eventually what happens is, after he's gotten whatever he's gotten out of you, he moves on to the next. Or he's doing the same thing with 5 other women and you just don't know it because you're believing what's coming out of his mouth. All right? Now you need to go back and listen to my podcast when I talk about like dating rules and everything like that as to whether you're dealing with a real one. Because you're going to see all these signs. You're going to see the people that play with you and the people that are sincere. But what I need to explain to you guys is this. You have to stop thinking in a traditional way about, the white picket fence and, getting married and everything like that. Does it happen? Yes, it happens, but it's harder today. That's just a fact. It is 100 times harder today because of all the temptation and ease of being able to have fun, okay? And for a lot of guys, the realization of getting married and having children, unless they're really a family type of dude that wants children or something along those lines, or is in it for some kind of financial benefit from you, the reality is they don't want the responsibility. They want to just, enjoy life, have fun. Some of them don't even want kids. Some of them don't even want to be married. Some of them have listened to coaches or have family members or have seen statistics on divorce and have said to themselves, I don't want this. I'm not going to marry someone and get stuck with one woman and only be able to have sex with one woman the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get in a situation like this and then have them, child support, alimony. She's going to take half my benefits and my assets and everything like that. Even though the reality of it is women are bringing in the same amount in most cases. And in some cases, a lot of women are bringing in more into the relationship. But here's what I'm going to break it down to for you guys, all right? Here's the thing. It's very difficult today. So a lot of women go on the dating apps. We know, the people that are in the know that the dating apps are not the right place to meet somebody, okay? Because the majority of the people on the dating apps are in relationships or they're looking to play games with you. What kind of games are they looking to play? They're looking to get sex. Predominantly, they're looking to get sex off you. That's all they want off you. I don't care what comes out of their mouth. A lot of people are liars, all right? Stop thinking everybody is an honest person like you are, okay? You'll see that the older you get. So that's one thing. And then the other thing is, you got a lot of scammers out there that now it's not even so much a matter of just getting sex. Now these people are trying to work it to get some kind of other benefit. Maybe they're looking for a place to stay. Maybe they're looking for you to invest in a business they have. Maybe they're just looking to mooch off you. That's why you have sometimes, and this doesn't go for everybody, all right? But that's why a lot of older women will come to me and they'll say, I get these young guys that, coming on to me like crazy. All right. The reason that a lot of these young guys are coming on to you is because what they're doing is they would rather deal with an older woman because they feel like maybe number one, she's more desperate. So they feel like it'll be a lot easier to get sex off her. Maybe number two, you have a home or you have a lot more financially in your life. So they feel like, you know what? This is a nice setup for me. I could come crash at her place. I don't have to pay rent. If she's very desperate, you don't have to take her out. You don't have to worry about, in a lot of cases, is she going to be looking to get married? Because a lot of these older women are not looking to get married. They're just out there having fun because they've already been married. They've had their kids and now they're just looking to have fun. All right. So people are in it for whatever benefit it could benefit them. All right. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. It's a totally different dynamic today in dating with, the increase in options. So I'm going to give you guys an example of modern day dating, all right? This is an example that was in one of the groups that this girl wrote about her situation, and this is very typical of what's going on for a lot of people that are out there, and, they're hitting the wall. So here's what she wrote. She wrote, y'all, I'm so over dating. I was talking to this guy from work and we hit it off pretty good. Phone convos and texting all the time. On the 15th day from the day I gave him my number, I stopped hearing from him. He didn't answer my call nor text, and to this day, I haven't heard from him. The department he worked in moved to another building, so I don't see him. I started to wonder, was I some kind of pawn in a game? Like, what the fuck is really wrong with dudes? And now my mother's birthday party is coming up, and I was going to invite him, but this happens. Now I'm going to be the only female there with no date, man, husband, nothing. When do things get better for me? I deserve happiness too. Okay, this is so typical. So typical, you guys. You sit there, you talk to somebody for a while, and she said on the 15th day, okay, that she gave him her number, all of a sudden this guy vanished, all right? Vanished. And this is typical. Why is this typical? Because he probably has somebody. He has somebody, or he's playing game. He's playing game, which means that, yeah, he seemed like a great guy, but guess what? It's day 15. So day 15 is what? Roughly a little over 2 weeks? That's not a lot of time. So, you were ready to invite this guy to a family party and everything with only knowing him 2 weeks. Stop trusting too soon. I don't care how nice they are. I don't care if they hit you up every day of the week, the first 2 weeks. It's the first 2 weeks. And this is what players do. Okay, you guys? This is what they do. Or the creepers out there that are married. This is what they do. They sit there, they put on the act, and then all of a sudden they disappear. They vanish, okay? And most of the time when people vanish, it's because they got somebody or they found somebody better that they're interested in. So all that talk that she was talking to with this guy, all right, all that talk was just an act. Here he was, giving off the impression that he's so into her and everything like that. And she was like, all of a sudden she was dumbfounded when he disappeared. This is why I tell you, do not read into things too soon. You've got to wait at least 3 months of consistency. Okay, I can't talk tonight, sorry. You've got to see, is this person, able to endure? What do I tell you guys all the time? The fake ones can't do it. The ones that are in a relationship that are pretending to be single, they can't do it, okay? They can't be there for you all the time because their old lady or their old man, if it's the other way around, is in the wings and things are getting tight, and that's when these people disappear, all right? Or it could be just a situation that, he was giving her all the fluff and everything, like he's so into her, and one of his other interests came through, all right? He was probably talking to a bunch of different people, all right? And obviously, he's focusing in on somebody else he likes better, or he's got somebody. In any event, you guys, number one, where did she meet him? I hope it wasn't a dating app. What did I say? You got to put yourself in the right places around the right people. Most of the people that you are going to meet on a dating app are not there looking for relationships, all right? It's like the old back page, all right? So, that was the back page was where prostitutes and there was a lot of people on there looking for sex and everything like that. And that's what the dating apps have become in a sense, all right? The people that been around, we know this, all right? So that's why I'm telling all you newbies or people that really don't understand what's going on, all right? You have a lot of prostitutes on the dating apps that are on there hooking. You have a lot of scammers on there doing their thing and manipulating people for money. The people that really know have gotten off the dating apps because they know that the majority, not everybody, all right, not everybody, but the majority are not there to date, to meet, and have a relationship. So when people sit there and they tell you, oh, well, I met my husband on a dating app. How long ago was that? 10 years ago? Even 5 years ago it was different, okay? It's a totally different thing, you guys. And when the dating apps turn to be hookups, that's when you get everybody in the sex business on there trying to, maneuver and try to get some benefit off it. Most of the guys that I know, and I know a lot of them, I have a lot of male friends, all right? They do not go on dating apps to meet women for any kind of relationships, all right? So this is why I'm telling you, you got to put yourself in the right places around the right people that are sincere, okay? If you have to do the dating app, you're going to have to be very patient. You're going to have a lot of time on your hands to waste your time and weed through the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that will give you game, okay? So this is what I'm trying to tell you. And this was a prime example, and that's why I threw it in this podcast, because it's not anything that you did, all right? It's just that you were dealing with an insincere person that put on an act and had the mask on, okay? So, like I said, do not trust too soon. You gotta really put these people through the test, you guys, or you will be in this girl's situation where she wasted all this time and she thought he was something that he wasn't. She made a judgment of thinking that this guy was something within the matter of 15 days. You can't judge somebody in 15 days. You don't know who this person is. I don't care if you're on the phone with them all night long for 15 days. You still don't know who this person is. But as time goes by, you watch the pattern, you watch the actions, and that's how these people expose themselves, okay? I just thought I'd add that, all right? So, what does that mean for you? What does that mean for you? The person that wants to be in a relationship and is out in this jungle, okay? This jungle of social media, not just the dating apps. You got Facebook, you have Instagram, you got Snapchat, you have all these different avenues for people, inboxing and trying to meet somebody. So where does that leave you? I'm going to tell you. I am going to tell you guys, all right? What it means is that you have to be so much more focused in on the people that you meet. And what you need to, assess, is when you're looking at somebody, you need to try to understand what does this person that I'm dealing with, what are they looking for out of life? Now, a lot of people, they ask somebody, initially when they meet somebody, what are you looking for? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And you get these, nondescript type of answers where they say, well, I see myself with a business and a home and a beautiful woman like you, okay? Here's the thing, you guys. Here's the thing. You've got to listen when these people talk, throughout your conversations to really see where their head is at. Are you dealing with somebody who is spiritually woke? What does that mean, right? Somebody who's spiritually woke is somebody who really understands the meaning of life. Somebody who has experience, and this is hard to really find somebody like that really understands, or somebody who has a purpose in their life, who's going somewhere and wants certain things in their life. And I'm not just talking about material things. I'm talking about having a family structure, having children, realizing the value of having, a family. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be about having a family. It could be the value of having a companion, having somebody, that you rely on them and they rely on you, and you guys have each other's back. And that means something. Somebody who doesn't want to be alone the rest of their lives, all right? Somebody who knows what it means to sacrifice, but they know that even though they're sacrificing, they're getting a benefit back from the other person, okay? Because that person is sacrificing to you. So the whole thing, because this world is so difficult today with all these options, the whole thing is you need somebody who gets it, All right? Because not everybody gets it out there. There's a lot of people that listen to the wrong people, that guide them the wrong way. It's the same thing with politics, you guys. This is why this country is so divided, because the misinformation in the media, all right? Who do people follow? People follow whatever media outlet they follow, okay? This is the information that they are fed. But a truly woke person is somebody who knows to, look outside the box. Somebody who gets their information from everywhere and then makes a judgment about it. They don't take information at face value. They do their due diligence and they really research and they analyze everything to really understand what the answers are, what the issues are, okay? And this is what I'm saying. It's very similar when it comes to relationships, okay? And analyzing people and understanding, is this person woke? Does this person know what the purpose of life is, or what is the purpose of their life? Or is this just somebody floating around, some flake that is floating around and doesn't really know what they're doing and where they're going, okay? If you're dealing with somebody like that, you are not going to go anywhere with them either, because they are not woke. So what do you do now that you're in this situation and you see a lot of people that are just out there having fun? You want to progress with your life. What do? I'll tell you what you do. You don't center on 100% trying to find a relationship. You center on yourself and you say to yourself, well, you know what? I don't really know how my life is going to turn. I don't have control of these other people, but what I do have control of is my life and who I am and where I want to go. And if I come across somebody who's on the same path as me, terrific, all right? But I am not going to alter who I am to satisfy somebody else who is not bending or who is not going in the same direction as me and who does not have the same mindset as me, the same morals, the same values as me. All right? So I've got to learn to live on my own and be happy about it. I've got to learn to change my thinking and understand that, you know what? This is a different world today, and I've got to learn and to be able to be happy with what I have at the moment. And that could mean a million different things. Your health, the family that you have around you, if you have children, your pets, the fact that you have a good career, the fact that you might have a nice apartment or you're working towards a beautiful home, and all of these other benefits that you have in your life. What is happiness? Happiness is appreciating what is, okay? That instead of looking at the cup half empty, you're looking at it half full and appreciating what you have. Instead of complaining and wishing, oh yeah, I wish I had this wonderful partner in my life and I was laying down to this partner and everything like that. Yes, everybody would love that in some regard, okay? But you're not in a hospital, laying in a hospital with some disease or some sickness that a lot of people are dealing with. You have other benefits in your life that, thank God, you don't have to deal with certain things that other people have to deal with in your life. And you've got to appreciate that, you guys. But we're not going to get into all of, that kind of information. What we're going to get into is the fact that we're in a different day. You need to change your mindset, and you need to say to yourself, well, you know what? I have to be okay with the fact that, you know what? There's going to be different people that come in and out of my life. And if I'm really secure within myself and I don't become this desperate person, I don't lose my power. These people do not have the control over me because I have this mindset that I am okay on my own, that I am going to learn to enjoy my life for whatever I have. And if I don't have what I'm satisfied with, I'm going to work towards trying to be satisfied in my life towards other things that are going to fulfill me and satisfy me so that I do not become dependent on somebody else for my happiness. All right. And you have to, you guys, you have to have this mindset, because if you don't, if you just, succumb to your weaknesses and your emotions and just try too hard or chase other people, these people will walk all over you. You will be in relationships where these people will have the upper hand and take advantage of you or use you and throw you away. Don't ever give somebody that power. And the way you don't give somebody that power is to have your own power and not make them the number one priority. You are the number one priority. Why do you make yourself look good? Why do you take care of yourself? Not so much to attract somebody else, but for yourself. For your own self-satisfaction, your own self-worth, so that you can look at yourself in the mirror and you know what? You could feel good about yourself. Feel good about yourself. And that's how you heal yourself, all right? Instead of just falling into this depression because, I don't have somebody, I don't know what I'm going to do, and this and that. You have to say to yourself, okay, you know what? I may not have somebody, but you know what? I'm not dealing with anybody's shit either. I'm not worried about where they are or what they're doing. I'm not worried about them on social media inboxing, let's say, other women or other men. All right. These are the benefits that you get. I'm not dealing with having to watch their shows on TV or trying to get them to get out of the house with me to do something. I can't sit here. I'm bored. I'm going out of my mind. And all they're doing is sitting in front of a TV. They're like an anchor around your neck. All right. Believe me, there's a lot of people that are in those kind of relationships. I told you before, not everybody that's in a relationship, and believe me when I tell you, not everybody that's married is wanting to be married. All right. A lot of these people wish they were single, okay? Everybody's working, a lot of these young girls, they're working to get married. They want to have a family. They want to have children and all of that. And, sometimes, be careful of what you wish for, you guys, because sometimes you may get it. And sometimes it's not really what you thought it was. And I'm not trying to burst anybody's bubble, you guys. Don't misunderstand. There are some people that are in great relationships and are happily married. But here's the thing. You have to pick the right person. Like somebody came to me and said, is marriage worth it? Is marriage worth it? Marriage is worth it if you pick the right partner. If you pick somebody who's willing to work with you. If you pick a kind person that has a heart that's willing to bend. Yeah, then marriage is worth it, okay? But if you're dealing with a selfish, narcissistic, arrogant, somebody who's in love with themselves, forget it. Forget it. These people, they will drag you down, okay? Or they will make you feel worthless. So don't always look at the other side as, they're so lucky, they're married, they're in a relationship and everything like that. And don't also, you guys, you got to think of this too. When you get involved in a relationship or you get married with somebody, you're not just dealing with them. You're dealing with their families. Okay? I could go into a whole thing on that, all right? And now these people are going to have an influence on your life. So enjoy being single until you find somebody that lifts you up and that gets it, okay? Somebody who gets what it means to be in a relationship. You've got to look at these people. It's more than just looks. It's more than just personality. Is this person woke? Is this person spiritually woke? Do they get it? Do they know what it is to make sacrifices? Do they want the same things you want in life? Now, you are not there to convince somebody to want something that you want. That is the biggest mistake. You can't force somebody to want a family or want children. They've got to want it themselves. Okay? So if you're dealing with somebody and they're on the onset and they're telling you, well, I don't want kids and I don't want to get married. I just want to, see where it goes, or I'm not looking for anything right now. This person is not where you are, and they're not, let's say, they're not going in the same direction as you. They don't see things the same as you. And this is somebody that you don't waste your time with, okay? We don't try to change people. Stop trying to change people, okay? Because they may change for a little while for you just to pacify you, and then they're going to revert 9 times out of 10 back to their old ways. So in a nutshell, it's like this. The sea out there of potential partners for relationship is small, okay? The sea of hookups is large. So if you're a person who's looking for a relationship, you have to, really be focused in on these people that you meet to see if they have their head together. Now, you also have to come to the realization that things may not turn out the way you hope them to turn out. So you have to be okay with it, because we're living in a different world. We're living in a different world, you guys. So you have to be okay with being on your own and living your best life. Because unless women bring up their boundaries and there isn't any more of a hookup culture, people are not going to work harder for the relationship unless they're really woke and unless they see something in you that is unique that they can't find in anybody else, and they need to have you, okay? It's not about sex. Somebody could get sex anywhere they want, and you do not want somebody who's with you for your money, okay? So it's got to be somebody who's woke, somebody who's spiritually woke, that sees something in you and wants what you want, okay? But in the interim, you live your best life. If that doesn't, happen today or tomorrow, you still have to accept what is, and you have to live your life, and you have to find other ways to make you happy. Happiness is not just about having a relationship. It's not just about having, a romantic partner. There's so many different kinds of happiness out there. It could just be with spending a day with friends. It could just be with joining an interest group. Like we have, hiking groups by me. They have different kind of groups where they go to karaoke. There's so many other ways you can get out and enjoy your life, you guys. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. Don't fall into the trap where you have to change yourself in order to be in a relationship. And what I mean by change yourself is that you have to lower your boundaries and put up with somebody's shit, okay? Because if you get entwined with that, what's going to happen is you're going to start to get more and more attached to this person. You're going to let things go with this person more and more until the relationship finally breaks and that person leaves you for somebody else, or they have somebody on the side because you let a lot of things go, because you didn't open your mouth and say something and check them, because you gave them too many chances. One chance, all right? You let this person know you mean business. You mean business, all right? And either they value you or they don't. And if they don't, it's better you know in the beginning than waste years of your life with somebody, okay? Trust me when I tell you this, all right, you guys? And understand that I know you want families. I know a lot of you want to get married and everything like that. You could still have families. You could have children later on. There are other ways of living your life. So, when you find that you're frustrated and everything like that, and that nobody wants to get married and everything, then live your life make the right moves, put yourself in the right places to meet the right people, and recognize who is somebody that's got a good head on their shoulders, who's got good character, and who is somebody who is a flake and a waste of your time. Okay? So I hope that helps you guys. If it did, hit the subscribe button and please share the podcast. And have a great day. Hi, you guys. I just want to make you aware that the Game Exposed podcast now has their merchandise available. You can check out the link in the podcast description. There's hoodies, there's sweatpants, there's t-shirts, there's cool hats. So go check it out. Link is in the podcast description. And follow Yaz on Instagram at dating_advice_Yaz. Hi, you guys, it's Yaz, and I want to tell you about my 2 books on Amazon. The first book is Regain Your Power. It's all about power and relationship. Who has the power in the relationship? And it goes into all of that, okay? The other book is Signs He's Not Into You, He's Wasting Your Time, okay? Check it out. It gives you a lot of good clues as to whether you're with somebody who's a real one or somebody who's just going to waste your time. You could read them both with Kindle's free trial membership. So check it out. Link is in the podcast description.